Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, spinning, crochet, weaving, all of the fibre related things. Today's video is a little bit of a make-along announcement. If you watched my June Roll the Dice plan video, you might remember me saying that for July I was going to take a little bit of a break from rolling the dice to decide my projects, to do something a little bit different, and I thought that we could have a little make along for anyone who is interested, because I am going to be doing a little bit of a Christmas in July kind of thing. So let's rewind the clocks by 6 months back to December 2021. In that month I had grand plans of working on some lovely cozy advent projects. I was very lucky enough to have purchased myself a fibre advent, and I also had a couple of yarn advents, I had a tea advent, I had all of the advent things going on back in December, and my plans for the sort of cozy advent making went a little bit awry because, well, first off I was doing a test knit. I got asked to do a little bit of a last minute test knit for a sweater that had quite a tight deadline, and I didn't have to agree, but I did. So most of my making time in December actually went into the test knit, and also through December I actually got quite sick. Now I had very limited energy to do anything other than the things that I needed to do to get through and to get that test knit done. So lots of my cozy advent making plans went by the wayside. The one thing that I did manage to do, I did a little swap with my lovely friend Lisa, and in my advent calendar from Lisa I had some fibre and some yarn, and I did manage to crochet all of the yarn into my crochet blanket, which is now a finished project. However, I still have all of the beautiful fibre that Lisa gifted to me in that advent swap. I have most of the fibre from my Colourful Creativity fibre advent still left to spin, and I did a friends swap advent, and I was also gifted a naturally dyed advent, and I have all of that yarn still patiently waiting to be used. So I thought I'd have myself a little cozy Christmas in July. And I am going to try and work on as many of those projects as possible. So it's going to involve casting on some new things, spinning up some new things, and continuing to work on one of my spins in progress. So I thought I'd invite you along to join in my cozy Christmas in July, and you can interpret that prompt any way you wish. As I say, I'm going to be casting on something new. I've got this lovely project bag. It was just, I think I might have purchased this from, where did I purchase this from? It might have been from Tiger, and it just says Knitaholic. It's a lovely drawstring bag. And in here I've got all of my minis, whoops, all but one of my minis, which just jumped out of the bag from my swap that I did with my lovely friends group. And so I'm going to be finding a project to put these minis into. So if you have any suggestions for any scrappy projects, I know there are quite a few lovely advent projects out there, then please do put them in the comments below if you've got any ideas on how I can use this yarn. My original thought was to make the, I think it's called the Adventuresome, the one I was going to do, the Adventuresome wrap, which is a project that a couple of my friends have made. Now I'm a little bit on the fence about that because I'm not wearing my shawls quite so much at the moment, so yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe, still a possibility. But yeah, I'm going to come up with something to use these minis. I've got my naturally dyed advent minis as well, which I haven't brought over with me. Let me just see if I can go and grab those. So last year in the Yarn and Yarns shop, it's my little online yarn shop for anyone who might be new to the channel, I offered up some naturally dyed advent calendars from my lovely friend Charlie of Charlie Button Yarns, and Charlie so kindly gifted me a advent calendar. I think she said this was like her sort of leftover pile. So I think the mini skeins are all slightly different weights, as in grams, not, I think they're all 4-ply yarns, but I think some of the minis are 5 grams, some of them might be slightly less, some of them might be slightly more. But I've got this whole box full of beautiful naturally dyed yarns, and I'm actually thinking about potentially weaving a project with those. But again, I haven't come up with my final plans for these. So if you have got any ideas, again, leave them in the comments below. So there'll definitely be 2 new projects that I'm starting on, and I've got my spin in progress, which is from the Beautiful Fibre from the lovely Caroline, Colourful Creativity. Caroline did an advent last year, and I was going to spin up this fibre for a litmus cowl, and it was one of my 12 cast-ons, and I am still going to be making that cowl, but I've decided I'm not going to be using this particular fibre to go into that cowl. I've got some other fibre that you will see either in an upcoming video, or you might have already seen. I'm not sure which order these are going to go up in on the channel, but I have a video coming, or maybe up, about my current spins in progress, and I chat a little bit more about the fibre that I'm going to be using for my litmus cowl. But I of course wanted to continue to spin through the Beautiful Fibre in that advent calendar, so that's something that I might try to work on for July. And also July is going to be Tour de Fleece, so that'll be quite a nice spin project to work on as part of my Tour de Fleece goals as well. And then I have a drawful, which I might get a quick shot to add in for you, of fibre that was given to me by my lovely friend Lisa. And a lot of that fibre, there are some which are ready to spin, but some of that fibre needs prepping, so I'm going to be doing some combing, some carding to work through some of the beautiful fleece samples that Lisa kindly sent to me in our little advent swap. In all of those advent, I have got plenty of projects and potential projects to keep me going. In terms of our make along, I am happy for you to, if you want to join in, I'm happy for you to interpret this Christmas in July theme however you like. So if you've got advent calendars that you haven't yet used, then now might be the time to cast on and get a project going with your advent minis. If you want to get an early start on your Christmas gifts, that would totally count for this Christmas in July make along. And I actually have a project that I've started that I'm hoping to continue through July, because, you know, I haven't got enough projects stacked up already. But I grabbed a skein of yarn from my basket of self-destructing yarns. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that one of my goals over the next couple of years is to work through some of my stash and to de-stash some things that are no longer sort of bringing me joy. So I've got a little basket of different yarns that I've picked out, that I've decided that if I don't use them in the next 12 months or so, I'm going to be de-stashing them. So I had earmarked a couple of those yarns as potentials for gift knitting for socks, and I cast on, I'm ready to actually Kitchener the toe on the first sock. I cast on one of those skeins of yarn. This is the Old Piggery, who is a local-ish indie dyer to me, and I had a 50-gram skein of their Tropical Sunset, Tropical Storm, can't remember the colourway, probably don't have the tag in here, no, it'll turn up. But yeah, I grabbed this out of my basket beginning of May, I think. I needed some plain knitting to take with me while I was out and about, and I have continued to use this as my out and about knitting as and when I wanted to. And this is going to be a gift sock for James's mum, my mother-in-law, and I've put it on Ravelry as a birthday sock, but it could just as well be a Christmas sock. So yeah, if you have some gift knitting to get going with, then you could totally include that as Christmas in July. Also, as I already mentioned, we have Tour de Fleece coming up, and I am hoping, as part of my Tour de Fleece adventures, to start spinning through the bats that I prepped for one of my other 12 cast-ons. So I'm happy for you to double up your projects. If you've got any of your 12 cast-ons, it's the 12 cast-ons of Christmas projects that you want to work on, so works in progress totally count for this make along, then you can use this as an excuse to work on your 12 cast-ons. As I say, I've got my basket of fibre. Let me just swing you around, you'll have to ignore the mess. Can you see just there, my little basket of fibre? That hopefully is going to grow up to be a Love Note sweater, and I started that at Christmas. It's one of my 12 cast-ons of Christmas, so I'm going to totally count that as part of my Christmas in July make along. And I'm totally open to you using your imagination and interpreting Christmas in July however you want. So if you want to make an early Christmas present for yourself, totally counts. If you want to get ahead with your gift knitting, totally counts. If you've got advent calendar mini skeins, fibre that you haven't yet used, and you want this as an excuse to get them on your needles, totally counts for our make along. I'm going to be running this make along just for 1 month for July, from the beginning to the end of July. I'm not expecting finished objects. If you finish your projects, perfect. But the idea is to get something on the needles, get working with these Christmas yarns even. I didn't even mention that. If you've got Christmas themed yarns in your stash that you want to get on the needles, anything anything that you can relate will totally work for this make along. And just post a picture. I'm going to put some threads up in our Ravelry group, or post a picture over on Instagram using the hashtag YNY Let's Go Xmas in July, just to make it a slightly shorter hashtag. So YNY Xmas in July, and I'll put that on the screen. Just post a picture of your project in progress, your started project, and you will be entered into our make along. And of course we'll have a prize draw at the end of the make along. I don't have a specific prize in mind. It'll be something people can choose from our current prize pot. So yeah, I hope you fancy joining in. It's been a while since we've had a new make along here. We do of course have our year-long 12 cast on make along, and you can definitely double up if you work on one of your 12 cast ons throughout July. If you finish it, you can obviously add that to the finished objects thread that we've got going all year for that make along. But yeah, join in. So yeah, I think that's everything. Just a quick announcement and some thoughts around some of the things that I might be working on in July. As I say, my plans are still a little bit up in the air. I need to come up particularly with some projects for those Advent yarns, the mini skeins, but hopefully I'll have that all figured out by the time the 1st of July rolls around. I hope that sounds like something fun to you. Interpret the prompt however you wish, and yeah, let's do some making together throughout July. Please do comment below letting me know whether you're going to join in, and if you are, what your thoughts and ideas are around what you might be making or working on. As I say, new cast-ons, works in progress, all is welcome. And if you want to be entered for the prize draw, just either put something in our thread on the Ravelry group, or if you're not able to use Ravelry, hashtag YNY Xmas in July on Instagram. And if none of those work for you, if you're not a social media user, you can email me with some pictures of your work in progress or your finished object, whatever it is you get up to, and the email address is yarnandyarns@yahoo.com. I'd love to know what you're going to be working on, how you're going to interpret our Christmas in July theme. Let's get sharing ideas and chatting in the comments below. I'll be back again soon here on the channel with some more making content, so I hope you will join me for the next video. But until we do get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. I hope the wind rattling the blinds in this room has not been too disturbing throughout this video. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.